Alrighty, so I decided I wanted to make some characters from Haunting Ground. And I'm doing a voiceover on this because there was a lot of interference in the background. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making Hewie. So basically I had to go off of a picture, which I'll post here somewhere on the screen. And when I did this, it was a bit challenging for the ears, the eyes, etc. So I had to really play with it to get it the way that I wanted it to look. So there was a bit of challenges here and there and whatnot. And then I had to mess with the nose. And when I messed with the nose, it was okay. The tail was a bit challenging too. The fur, I had to try to get it as close as I could to the character from Haunting Grounds. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And so I played around with some of the colors to try to get it as best as I could, or as close as I could. And it took a bit of trial and error when it came to doing the fur. And then the nose, the hardest thing is the nose or snout was shaped a specific way. So trying to get that exactly the way the snout needed to the snoot needed to be shaped. So I basically had to play around with it, get it exactly the way I needed it, or as close as I could. Then I had to mess with the cheeks, and after messing with the cheeks, I had to mess with the neck, and it kept kind of messing with me. As you can see, I went back more to the snoot and the cheeks a bit more to try to get it right. And that was not easy at all. So, and then I messed with the ears again, but that was by accident because I was trying to click on the cheeks. The nose, I had a hard decision with that. And then I wanted to mess with more of the body structure. So then I kind of played around more with that, trying to shape the tail exact. I got the tail right off the bat, which was nice. But the tail for, I think it's pronounced Louis? I'll have to find my spelling for it. And, or it's either Hewie or Louis, I can't remember exact. And so then I shaped the body more to get it to exact. The problem is it's really hard to get the body exact because the model bases in the game, they're a bit thicker. So I had to play with it a bit more to get it exact. And so then I tried different color bases just to see what they would do with the way it looks. It didn't do exactly how I wanted, so I just kind of stuck with what I had. But I basically didn't like the snoot too much, so I wanted to tweak it again, and such. And so after tweaking it a bit, getting it to work finally. And I'm sorry if I keep leaning over. The reason why I kept leaning over is because I was trying to focus on what it was giving me. I'm like, it's so freaking cute, the tummy. I love the poses they have for the animals. And then I had to give them personality. I had to, try to figure out what would fit the best, which was not easy, but I finally came up with something, and, it worked. Excuse me. So then after that, I messed with, the naming and stuff, and I had to go back and look up the name as well, and messing with the traits more, and I found out that there was a few extra things that they could get for the doggos or the animals. So and I couldn't figure out which breed he was, so I tried my best, and I'm gonna save here and we're gonna continue on. My save got messed up. It kept him, but I had to go back in and fix the other person that I did work on for this. So I'll be working on her at this part. So I just basically had to fix his traits because, like I said, the game bugged out when I saved it. And then came back. And so I just had to make sure that certain things were set correctly. And I am making or at least going to try to make all the characters from House of Crown. So then I had to work on her traits, and I think the game was still bugging out for me because it wouldn't let me change things. So I had to tweak with it until I got it to work. I gave her colors that she'll probably have in her room, and this, yes, I'm building the castle after I've built all the characters. So then I worked more on her, you know, her stuff and whatnot, trying to get it exact. And then I had to go off of her picture, which I will also show as I start on her character. And then after I gave her her traits, which were a bit challenging, because I knew she was family oriented, where she loved her parents in the story of the game, but it was really hard to figure out exactly how I wanted to give her stuff. So then I finally gave her all the traits that she needed, all the stuff that she needed, and took it some time. And basically, after this, I just worked more on her appearance, as far as like her walk, her voice, stuff like that. And then after that was done, then came the hard part, which was shaping her and trying to make her look exact. Alright, and then after I start kind of picking out the clothes and whatnot, I have to figure out how I'm going to actually make her look. Because I know in The Sims there's not a lot when it comes to specific outfits. So I'm going to basically mess with some swatches and see how this is going to go. So, yeah. Sorry, I had the drink there for a minute. But basically, I think we should go with her traits because, like I said before, I lost the original thing that I made of her. Her name is also Fiona Belli, if I said that right. So basically, I was checking out the different, like, I was trying to figure out the cheat thing here for whatever reason. Not really sure. Oh, no, that I was messing with stuff. Okay. So first we're going to work on her skin and make her pretty and whatnot. I had to figure out the skin tone because I gotta say the skin tone for her is a little funky. So we're going to be playing with this for quite a bit. So, yeah. So as I keep going on with this, I also had to try to figure out her texture, or not texture, her hair. And her hair is a little difficult because it's supposed to be that blonde where it's almost white. And it's just, it was hard to get it without making her look old. So I had to kind of play with it. And in the end, I like what I came out with her hair, but I was still irritated because there's not a lot of bang ponytail ones, and I wish they had more of those, but they don't. So, yeah, I guess you gotta go with what you gotta go with for this, but it's just, it was difficult. It was very, very difficult to get it exact and to make it look how I wanted to. But then after, like, trying to figure out a ponytail, because there's, like, the low ponytails, they have no bangs. And I don't understand that. I really don't. I feel that there should be more hairstyles with bangs and whatnot, because, like I said, you know, she has this really, really bleachy, blonde kind of hair, where it's almost white, kind of like how I have the swatch here. But I don't understand. And then I had to play with the skin again because it wasn't really close. Because she's almost pale, but not pale, I guess would be the word. And I was trying not to make her look old, because that was the more difficult thing. Was her not looking like an old person. Even though she's a young person. She's practically a 18. I think in the game. I'll have to go back and look, and I'll put something in the description later. But basically, I had to play around with the nose, the chin, the eyes, and whatnot, and it's a bit of a trial and error because her ears also aren't really big. A lot of her proportions are kind of small. Her chest is kind of big, but not too big. So basically, the nose was also a challenge because again, I'm going off of a picture that I have as best as I can, and it was not easy trying to get it to be like, oh hey, your nose needs to be like this, but wait, you have a bit of a pink swatch on it, but no, The Sims doesn't give you that unless you do custom content. And it's like, I don't want to do custom content. I want it to look like this, but you know, what you gonna do? And so I start kind of going back and forth between the nose and the chin. And the mouth, it was like straightforward for what I got. So, and then she has a bit of like eyelining on her eyes, but not like enough where it's like, oh hey, look at me, I have eyeliner. It's supposed to be more of the definition of the, you know, the eyelashes and whatnot, just to give them a little bit more detail. But it's difficult to get it exact. And then with the eyes, working with the eyes, her eyes, if I remember right, are like a blue, but they're like between, it was hard because you have like a light blue, but they're not really light blue and they're not really dark blue, and it's hard to get in that in between because you don't get that option. And then I didn't like the way that the lips looked, so I had to change it again. And then after that, I needed to, I guess I tried to do it for each individual day for this. Yeah, I did it for each individual day, I think. Also, I am recording this, like the voiceover, like I said, so that way I can basically go back and word in what I needed to word in, because, you know, otherwise this would take forever. So then I messed with more of the swatching on the eyebrows and whatnot, and then it came out really pretty. But then I had to try to shape the eyes and everything, and that was hard. And like I said again, trying to get the right color and everything, trying to make it work how you want it to work. It was difficult. It was very difficult. And then after messing with more of the mouth and everything, I had to make it kind of fit with the chin, and that was difficult. And then I had to figure out her proportions, because her legs weren't really fat, but they weren't really thin. Her stomach was kind of poked out, but not really. And again, with the swatching for the skin, it was so difficult. So then I started playing with it more. Then I gotta try to figure out her first top, because her original outfit, it had like blue and white on the top, so I had to try to figure something as close as I could that would go with what she wears in the game. It's like there's tons of skirts in this game, but it's like you want a specific top, you know, you gotta scavenge through it to figure out what you can find, and that wasn't easy at all. So that decision for trying to figure out how I want it to look was just it was tough. It was very tough. Because there was some that I liked, but I'm like, why does this have to be striped? Why can't this be white? There wasn't a lot of beige color tops. And then one top I did find close, but it didn't have the sleeves like hers, because her sleeves are kind of like the rounded on the end. But, you know, that kind of fancy top dress type thing, but not really. And that was difficult to find something at least similar. And also, I found a shirt, but then it shows up her stomach, and it's like, I don't want to show up her stomach. So it's like, just trying to get it exact. It's like Hewie was hard. Hewie was hard. But with her character, it was also difficult. Note, I am making all of the characters as best I can. And I don't remember how many characters total there is in the game, not counting the side things in the game. Like, for instance, there's weird creatures and plants and etc. that you come across. But like, I have to create her. I don't know if this is really her dad or not. It's been a while since I played the game, and it was just there's this weird creature that I'm not really sure. He's like Igor, and then there's the guy. I think his name is Richard. I forgot his freaking name. But pretty much the whole game revolves around alchemy. And basically, you're trying to escape a castle that you somehow got bought. So I'm not gonna spoil it all for you guys. And then trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the other characters, because there's another girl character, etc. And it's a lot of people to make. So then I keep working on her dress, and then I found some boots that were freaking perfect. I found some socks or stockings that were perfect, and I was like, yes. And then the skirt, yes. And the top, it was difficult. And then I had to like go in, and I forgot I had the spa pack. So I was like, I gotta do the nails, and I forgot about that. So yeah, when I had to go back to recreate her in this part, basically, I got her pretty close. Because thinking back now of what her mother actually looks like, in the 3D scene that they have of her, now that I'm looking at it, it actually looks really, really close. So I don't think I did too bad with it, but I think it came out pretty good as far as it goes. I just wish I could have kept it this way. I wish my game hadn't bugged out, because it did it 3 times playing this, trying to fix it, and I still have to build the house. And yes, I will try to do some type of series with these guys. And yes, I will continue the other thing I was doing. But honestly, I kind of wanted to try out some stuff in The Sims as far as the update goes. But yeah, you can see as I'm going through the hairs, it's like none of them would really work. The only one I think I decided on was, I think, this one with the ponytail. So yeah, it's just it's really challenging to get it exact when the hair just, I don't know. It was difficult. There's not enough, like I said earlier, there's not enough ponytail hairstyles and things. It's always pulled back, up and tight, It's just different. And then I remembered she has like this choker in the game as well. And I was like, so I grabbed the closest thing I have to a choker. So that way it looks at least somewhat right. Let me know how I did, guys, when I, like, as this goes on with the picture up there. So yeah. I was trying to see if I could find a color that was, that would match with her hair. And honestly, the only one that came close was this one. The brightest looking one, I guess. So, and then me messing with more of the swatches. I gotta say, trying to do it exact justice for the character is really hard. And then I had to make up her other outfits, like her formal. Her formal wasn't too difficult. I just had to figure out something that was pretty, that kind of went with her character and her color scheme that I picked for her. I think that was probably, I forgot her color scheme already, but I think it was like white and yellow. that it was difficult. Now we're going on to the, I think that's the workout wear. So I tried to give something to her that was close. I think when I had to redo her because my game was buggy, I changed it, and then her pajama wear, I did shirt, full shirt. I think this was party wear. Yeah, party wear. I had to like figure out a color that would go with, you know, her type of thing. And then her swimwear. I found it. Summer outfit. I made it kind of like I gave her shades and stuff. I think I was trying to find a specific type of shades. Okay, there we go. And then I had to do the necklace for all of the outfits because in all of her outfits, you know, it makes sense to have all of them, you know, that necklace. Because, like I said, in the game she has a choker. I think only one time in the game she does not have a choker is when you have costumes or when you're in the one white outfit, which I'll eventually do a drawing of her actually, because I did one like years ago and I'm debating on maybe doing another one of her. I did a chibi one of the whole game, well, not the whole game, but like the main three, and I made, I forgot his name. You're coming close to me. I was like choosing these glasses. What is wrong with me? So yeah, I did that. I gave her a necklace again. I did all of her outfits. And made sure everything was good. Made sure the necklace was all the outfits. And I like everything was her color scheme. And like I said, I lost this again and had to redo it again. So when you do see her again, she may look a little different.